I just want to start out by saying do not go to Suzy's channel and leave hate or harass her in any way. Don't do it. I don't tolerate it. And also usually when I make videos like this, I at the very least try and show screenshots if I can't show video clips. But based on the reputation that Suzy has that I'm going to be touching on, and based on some of the evidence that other commentary channels who have made videos on Suzy have shown, I am not going to be showing any content, tweets, screenshots, none of that from Suzy herself in an effort to protect this video and my channel.
That's it. That's my intro.
Hi, I'm Amanda and you're watching Swell Entertainment. As I've said in other videos, I typically don't make a commentary video unless I have new evidence or I have something to add to a topic. I don't like just jumping on a topic for the sake of it. Mainly, I don't think it's productive for multiple people to just reiterate the same claims. But in this instance, I do think it's important for creators to speak up about this because I do think that various aspects of this case can affect the creator community here on YouTube. Today, we are going to talk about the YouTuber Suzy Lu. She is a reaction and gaming YouTuber with over 370,000 subscribers. A good deal of her content is reaction content where she reacts to episodes of popular animes, sometimes completely unedited. She uploads these to her YouTube channel, her Patreon, and now even her own website. Originally, I was going to detail some of the events involving Suzy and some of her actions and some of the criticism of her, but in the effort of time, I think it's best for me to just link John Swan's video about this because he did a pretty good all-encompassing video that detailed everything in regards to Suzy Lu in the last year and some of the claims against her. We're just gonna jump right on into it. March 2020, John Swan is working on a video about Suzy and her alleged antics over the last year. Within that video, he had a satirical segment where he made comments about her physical appearance. He took that segment, which was less than 3 minutes, and uploaded it onto his second channel. Suzy tweeted out, "Imagine doing a video dedicated to slamming someone's appearance and then crying when YouTube takes it down for violating their terms." That video was taken down 20 hours after that tweet went up, and that channel received a community guideline strike for bullying and harassment. John Swan knew that if he included that satirical segment in his main channel video, that the video would most likely get struck. So instead, when he did upload the main video, that segment was instead replaced with a segment talking about how the original video had been taken down, and then John spent the rest of that segment criticizing YouTube and their inconsistencies when enforcing their community guidelines. Now that full video, which was over 33 minutes and had that segment in it, which was less than 3 minutes in it, was once again taken down and the channel received a strike for harassment and bullying. John re-uploaded an edited version of that video in which that entire segment was removed. Meanwhile, other creators made videos and tweeted at YouTube trying to show that John's video was unfairly flagged and to show that Suzy Lu was abusing the flag feature. YouTube came back with an admittedly weird response. YouTube claims that they apply their policies consistently, regardless of who flags it. They claim that the video was flagged by many users before it was removed and that a team reviewed it and agreed that it did in fact go against their community guidelines. In a follow-up tweet, they claimed that they appreciated John re-uploading an edited version of the video that doesn't repeatedly attack someone's appearance, and that they did look into it and they found no evidence of anyone abusing the flagging feature. First off, I don't make jabs at people's appearances, nor am I going to, satirical or otherwise, especially if I'm trying to make a video trying to, convince someone of something or show this creator that they are doing something wrong. It's not my style, and I think you get farther with educating than with belittling. But also this response from YouTube is ridiculous. YouTube is not consistent with enforcing their policies. John showed evidence of this in his original upload where he showed that another video from Meme Insider that does a similar satirical take on Jack's film's appearance is still up. Also, a good chunk of content on YouTube, and especially the trending page, is from late night hosts who often make comments about people's appearances in their segments. Also, for them to say that they appreciate that he uploaded an edited version is odd. How would they know that an edited version was uploaded unless someone again tried to report it? Also, let's keep in mind that YouTube themselves, from the same account, have said that there are going to be more videos being flagged and taken down in this time because they sent so many review teams home due to social distancing. No one is sitting at a desk monitoring John Swan's channel to see if he uploads a questionable video. Someone had to report it. As I've said, many other people have spoken up about this, all of whom are pretty critical of Suzy, which is understandable considering how all of this looks. Suzy put out a video addressing some of the claims against her as well as making some claims of her own, including claiming that there is some type of witch hunt against her solely because people don't like her reaction content. A lot of stuff was said in this video, and a lot of it doesn't look good, which I know is not the reaction you were hoping for. Suzy, you clearly made this video because you wanted to put your side of things out there, but you skipped over some of the accusations against you and talked around some of them so that we, the viewer, have no choice but to kind of form our own conclusions and look at the implications as you present them to us because you leave so many gaps. I don't think you fully see that, but then on another hand, I think you do because you knew to disable the likes and dislikes. I'm assuming your comment section is heavily moderated, and also you are steadily losing subscribers. You started the video saying you didn't like how Mark After Dark used your clip in his video. There aren't even any implications for me to take away from this because you blatantly said you didn't like it and you wanted it taken down. You not liking how a clip is used doesn't mean it's not protected by fair use. You made a claim saying that it's not anyone's business, but a creator false flagging another creator, regardless of the severity of claims, but especially when one of the creators is significantly larger than the other creator, absolutely can have a lasting effect not just on the creator, but on the entire community. You said you don't understand why people have problems with your reaction content. People on YouTube have always been vocal about how they don't like reaction content if the reactions don't add anything to the content. People are mostly concerned about your reactions because of the possible precedent that you, having a lawsuit with a major anime studio, could potentially set on YouTube. Your reaction videos show that to some degree, you know that your videos do not fall under fair use because you turn up the opacity so much on these anime episodes so that they're not flagged by the Content ID system. Moving forward with your video, you make some pretty serious claims. You claim that a female creator was being harassed by another creator, Tipster, off of YouTube on Twitter, who has since come out with his own video to defend himself, and I will link that down below. This female creator went to YouTube to complain about Tipster. You then claim that YouTube came to you, told you about this, and then asked you for all the details of all the times that you've had to deal with Tipster. I'll admit, when I first watched your video, I had to go back and watch it again because none of that made any sense. You show no evidence of this, no screenshots, no nothing. We as the viewer have to make our own assumptions based on what you said. So here are some of the questions and some of the assumptions that I made after you made this statement. It's a pretty serious claim, and a lot of it doesn't make sense. Based on your claim, YouTube had a threat of violence from one creator against another creator off platform. And rather than direct this creator to go to the police, block this user, just simply suspending Tipster's account, instead of doing any of that, YouTube instead went to you, a complete other creator. Your claim implies that YouTube gets involved in creators' issues that happen off platform, which it's my understanding that they tend not to do to avoid any potential liability or the possibility of getting dragged into a lawsuit when one is taken against a creator. Some former and even current creators have done terrible things off platform and have gone to court because of this. To my knowledge, YouTube as a company have never been involved in these court cases because they claim no liability for what its users do off platform. If the claim you are making is real, then YouTube getting involved in this type of way leaves them open to be involved in a potential lawsuit. You say YouTube reached out to you, and let's say hypothetically this is true because again you show no proof of this. Why you out of every other creator on the platform? Why reach out to you? If they were in fact investigating Tipster, why reach out to you versus anyone else that Tipster has made videos on? My first thought when I heard this was, why would YouTube risk that? You easily could have gotten this information and spun it to try and show that YouTube is trying to protect a creator who has made a threat of violence against another creator. That's a potential PR nightmare for them. Why would they risk that by going to you? This basically implies that they knew they could go to you and that you wouldn't go public with this information because you had potentially brought them information about Tipster in the past or other creators in the past, and so they knew that if they came to you, if this were hypothetically true, that you would not go public with it. You do not explain why YouTube chose to reach out to you, but I'm assuming that it has something to do with the fact that Tipster had in fact done videos on you. So why would you need to detail all the videos that Tipster had made on you if that was why they reached out to you? They would already know that. Side note, sort of, you talked about the videos that he had done on you criticizing your content. You claim that the reason YouTube reached out to you was because they received reports from another creator saying that they received threats from Tipster. The word threats implies a threat of violence, so why would his videos criticizing your reaction content be relevant? Suzy, something you completely gloss over in your video is the allegations that you upload unedited reactions of full-length anime episodes to your Patreon, which goes against Patreon's terms of service and is grounds to have your Patreon terminated. You say that Tipster was trying to sneak onto your Patreon and your team saw it and stopped it. If you think that everything you're doing is fair use, if everything is fine, nothing to hide, then what is the problem with getting an extra $5 a month, even if it's coming from a commentary channel, if there's nothing they're gonna find? You go back on your original statement against Tipster, and now you say that multiple channels have complained about Tipster and they were doing an investigation. You also say you were in contact with YouTube regarding this investigation. Then why are you saying that you were pissed off when you found out that Tipster's videos on you had been removed and that you had no idea that that was a possibility? Because if you were in conversations with YouTube, as you're claiming, that you were involved in this investigation, that they reached out to you, they were giving you intel, all of this, why would they not disclose to you that one of the possible outcomes of all of this was that Tipster's videos could be taken down? To me, that doesn't make any sense, because at the same time, you seem to be privy to all this extra information from YouTube that most creators do not have the access to. Even channels with millions of followers don't get the same hands-on connection with YouTube that you seem to have. And you're trying to say that you weren't aware that one of the possible outcomes of all of this were Tipster's videos getting taken down? In Tipster's video defending himself, he also showed that the only videos that have ever been struck down from his channel are videos regards to you, Suzy. So that implies that there were no other creators involved in this. Talk about some of the accusations that you are the one reporting John Swan's and Tipster's videos, as well as some other videos, particularly the upload to John's second channel about your appearance. You said that when the video was brought to your attention, you were very vocal about it on Twitter. What you omit here is what you actually tweeted, which was, imagine putting out a video completely slamming someone's appearance and crying about it when YouTube takes it down for violating their terms. That's a pretty foreboding tweet and implies that you already know the video was going to be taken down because you tweeted that out 20 hours before that video was taken down. The implication here, again, is that for some reason you are being given extra information, private information, in regards to actions that are going to be taken against other channels. You yourself said that YouTube told you that the video was reported many times before you even got to it. Why would they tell you that? And then at some point you and your boyfriend both completely scrubbed your Twitter, which you have to note that that looks suspicious. You said that YouTube themselves are the one that took down this video and issued the community guideline strike, and that other people reported the video before you even got to it. I already said that YouTube themselves admitted that more videos were going to be taken down at this time due to social distancing, so just keep that in mind. Suzy, the reason people always think you have something to do with these videos when they are taken down is because you openly talk about how you and YouTube seem to have a open line of communication. When you openly flaunt your connections at YouTube, the implication is that it is as simple as you emailing someone and saying you didn't like a video for them to take it down. Also keep in mind, in your video, you openly say that the video on John's second channel, when it was brought to your attention, allegedly, barely had any views. So how many people could have possibly reported it before you got to it? And also, if many people had also reported it, why was the video not taken down sooner? You go on to say that you do not copyright strike videos and that YouTube themselves is who doles out community strikes. Someone still has to report a video in order for YouTube to look at it. The video from John Swan that was talking about your appearance was uploaded to a completely separate channel than the full-length video that John did. I said this already, but I'm gonna say it again. No one was sitting in a cubicle with dual monitor setup, one with John Swan's first channel, one with John Swan's second channel, looking to see if he uploaded anything that could potentially go against community guidelines. They weren't doing that before social distancing. They're not doing that now. Someone had to report the second video. You go on to say that now you don't only have a contact at YouTube, but you have a contact at Google, which owns YouTube. You have to know that that implies special treatment. YouTube is notorious for not being accessible for creators to get in contact with an actual physical person. Even creators with YouTube partner managers, which anyone is eligible for once they hit 100K, have difficulties getting in contact with people at YouTube. But you somehow seem to always have an open line of communication with YouTube. You are able to get videos looked at. You are able to get your channel reinstated no problem when a major anime studio suspends your channel by issuing multiple copyright strikes. And now you also apparently have a contact at Google. It looks weird, Suzy, and you show no evidence to imply that it's not special treatment. You go on a tangent talking about false flagging and how people try to false flag you and it doesn't work, so why would you try to false flag people because it wouldn't work on other people? But after this video that I'm talking about went up, Nicholas DeOrio and John Swan both reported that some of their videos had been flagged for privacy violations and closed captioning complaints. The clip that John was flagged for the privacy violation is a clip of a fan of yours, just a really quick video. Doesn't say the guy's name, nothing. If that is you, Suzy, making that privacy complaint on behalf of another person, you could be in legal trouble. A privacy complaint has to be done by a first party, meaning it has to be your privacy that is being violated. Also, there was no private information being shared in the clip that was flagged, so that would be a false flag. Also, none of their videos require closed captioning because none of the stuff has aired on TV. People can flag your videos with closed captioning complaints because some of the animes that you react to have in fact aired on television, which is why closed captioning complaints exist. And again, since this isn't being enforced on your channel, this implies that you are in fact getting special treatment. Again, you and your boyfriend scrubbing your Twitters implies you have something to hide. You being so against having someone who has a commentary channel support your Patreon implies you have something to hide and that you know you're doing something wrong. You allegedly, originally, blocking your website in Japan implies that you know you are doing something wrong. I can keep going because there's a lot, but I'm sure this video is already going to be long. So instead I'm gonna do this. Suzy, in your video you say that none of these commentary channels have ever reached out to you to talk to you about any of this. And so that's what I'm doing. So I am extending the offer to you to have an interview or do a discussion. We can do it video, we can do it live, however you prefer. You clearly want these rumors to stop, so I think giving you the opportunity to address these rumors in a more direct format with someone actually asking these questions and giving you the chance to respond to them, I think that would be good. Now, as I'm saying this, I am aware of the fact of how you've reacted to other people who have made videos about you. And since I'm putting this at the very end of this video, there's a chance you're not going to see this and you're probably just gonna block me on Twitter or block me on whatever. And that's fine, but I figured I would extend the offer. And that is where I'm gonna end this. I will link John Swan's, Nicholas DeOrio's, and Tipster's videos down below. And that's that. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you for supporting my Patreon. If you'd like to support me on my Patreon, the link will be listed down below. If you'd like to follow me on my social media, that'll be all up here. And that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. Wash your hands and goodbye. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of frustrating for me because, Suzy, to me, like, this looks all so cut and dry of how you can make all this go away. There's only like a couple of things you would need to do to show that you were innocent. It's just frustrating.
Thank you, Adam, Alan, Elise, Alex, Bradley, Cameron, Christopher, Chris, Colton, Dean, Dawn, Elliot, Aaron, Eugene, Feckless, George, Jason, Jesse, John M, John, Jonathan, Meme Lord the Red, Lisa, Matthew, Nathaniel, Prylock, Stefan, Torben, Victor H, William M, Zendry.